What's going on, you guys? This is New York Adventurer 1994 here, and today is Tuesday, September 10th, 2024, and I just got back from seeing the second Beetlejuice movie, Beetlejuice 2024 AD. Oh, I said it 3 times. Hopefully something bad doesn't happen, but anywho. Today is September 10th, and that means we are in the peak of hurricane season. September 10th is officially the peak of hurricane season, and like I said in my video last night regarding Francine, which is expected to impact Louisiana tomorrow as a hurricane, we haven't had much of an active hurricane season lately. We only had like 6 named storms this year for the first 3 months, and there hasn't really been much activity in the Atlantic for the first half. We pretty much dodged the bullet in the first half, but I'm not pretty sure if we're gonna dodge the bullet in the second half. Now that we're in the peak of hurricane season, things could get uglier from here, because September is like the peak month for hurricanes, and that means more hurricanes could show up. We could get more hurricanes this month because we're in the peak month. I really think the second half could be hyperactive, especially because we're going into a La Nina. This is like the early La Nina effect, and we're just getting off of an El Nino, so we can still see much more activity as September progresses into October. Yeah, just because we dodged the bullet in the first half doesn't mean we'll dodge a bullet in the second half. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if this is how our hurricane season's going to be, or it's going to get hyperactive in the second half. So, recently we had... So in the first half of the hurricane season, we had a Category 5 in the month of July, which is one of the earliest Category 5 hurricanes in Atlantic hurricane season. We had Beryl turn to a Cat 5 this July, which was really early for a Cat 5. And it impacted more than one place. It impacted the islands, and it impacted Mexico, Texas, and it affected most of the Midwest, and it went up north. And then we had Hurricane Debbie impact the entire eastern seaboard, and then we had Hurricane Ernesto impact the Caribbean and Bermuda, and pass through Atlantic Canada, and it became a Cat 2. Yeah, we actually saw the remnants of Debbie in this area back in August. We had a lot of heavy rainfall that Friday, but nothing too serious. It was only heavy rainfall and 30-40 mile-an-hour winds. It wasn't really anything. Thankfully, I still had power and everything. So yeah, we haven't had much activity, even though we're starting to see some more disturbances and more activity, and the Atlantic is waking back up, but we haven't really had much of an active hurricane season this year, even though long-range forecasters were forecasting a supercharged hurricane season. It hasn't really been much supercharged in the first half, but things could get hairier after the peak, which is today. Things could get really hairy after today. Like, we could still see some more hurricanes, and things could only get more active from here as we go into October. Is it going to be hyperactive in the second half? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. And we have Hurricane Francine expected to impact Louisiana tomorrow, and this is Louisiana's first hurricane in 3 years after they faced Hurricane Ida. So yeah, make sure you guys are prepared for tomorrow, because things are gonna get ugly. And sadly, Louisiana is seeing a hurricane on 9/11. I mean, doesn't this... I mean, is it bad enough that it was the day of the attacks and the country is dealing with hurricanes on the same day? I mean, I remember it was actually 9/11 on day 2 of Hurricane Irma when it impacted Florida. Not to mention 9/11 struck in Canada when we had Hurricane Larry in 2021. It's like the attacks wasn't the only bad luck we had on 9/11. It's like we deal with hurricanes on 9/11 making landfall in this country in some years. So yeah, we have Hurricane Francine expected to impact Louisiana as a hurricane, and we're in the peak of hurricane season, and we could probably see much more hurricanes after Francine. We'll see what happens as the season progresses. So I guess that's it. Bye.